Welcome back, all you school nerds, and I hope you're having a great day. Today's video is all about helping you set up your calendar and weekly planner for Wonders International English on McGraw-Hill's ConnectED digital platform. So let's get straight into it. In our first video, we looked at redeeming Wonders content. We also set up the calendar as well as inserting any non-teaching days to our calendars. If you have not watched that video yet and don't know how to do that, please head to the link above, and when you're ready, come back here and we can move on. Ready? Let's go. So before we talk about how to set up this calendar, let's discuss why it is important to have this calendar set up. To do that, let's head to the student edition book. And in the student edition book, we can find read, games, and even words to know content. If I go into the read section, I will see there's certain content available to my students over there. Games, there are also certain games, and these are multiple choice or column A, column B type games for the students to do. There are also the words to know in terms of the terminology they need to know for the specific unit and week they are in. If you do not set up your calendar correctly, what the students will have in read will not align with what you are teaching in class that week or that unit. So let's head back to ConnectED and go into our Teachers Edition. Now what we're going to do is we're going to head up to where it says Plan and Calendar. Now I've set up my calendar to start on the 22nd. When I click the down arrow, I can see that I can add in on teaching day, I can expand, condense, reorder, or delete. We all know as teachers, things change all the time. So if I am not teaching on a specific day, let's say the 22nd, the 26th, I can add a non-teaching day in there. I'll just say test for now and OK, and that day would be blocked. That means on your student side, whatever we did on the 25th would remain on the 26th. The new content will only be available on the 27th. To remove this, we just click remove non-teaching day and it's done. Okay, and there you go. The second thing we have is expand lesson block. Now this is if 5 days is not enough for you to get through the lessons for week 1, you can expand the block by heading to expand the block, choosing where you'd like to expand the block. I will add it in day 2, okay, and you can see the block has been extended to the 29th, and now as the week 2 has also been moved over to the 1st. Okay. Then we have condensed block, which means I can take that day away. So for me, that was day 3. I'll hit OK, and it moves it back into place. We also have a reorder block, and this is if you want to simply move units around. So let's say I want to move unit 1 to start on the 21st or the 13th or the 1st. I can move it back, and everything will move along with it. I can also choose to swap unit 1 and unit 2 around. If by hitting the 15th, that means unit 1 would move to the 15th, and unit 2 would move up to the 22nd where it currently is, which means I would start in unit 2 and after unit 2 move to unit 1. Okay, then we also have delete lesson block, which simply deletes that entire block of lessons. That is if you are not going to be covering that lesson or that week's work with your students because of we are working online and there's not enough time, or you just have chosen as a school not to cover that content. Okay, and there you have it. Lastly, I teach in the Middle East, so we don't have our weekends on a Sunday and Saturday. Instead, we have it on a Friday and Saturday. So for me, even though I start on the 24th, I've put my start date as the 22nd. This is because whatever content is lost would remain available for your students. So for example, on the 22nd, this day 1's content becomes available and remains available until the 25th, which is the Monday, when it switches over to the new section. So come the Sunday the 24th, I will still have all this content available for me. So I work a day behind because of the weekend. Awesome. So now let's go up to the weekly planner. The weekly planner is pretty much a layout of every day and what each day would entail in terms of what lessons would be covered. I will go in a later video, I will go over exactly what each of these things are and how to schedule it or use it effectively. So what is important to know right now for the weekly planner is we can move content around. Respond to reading. If I don't want to do it on day 2, I can move it over to day 3. Right? I can move it back to day 2 if I've changed my mind. You want to use this when setting up your weekly plan or your daily lesson plans. You want to come in and you want to use this here. We can also remove. We can say that I don't want to cover it at all, so I'm going to move it to the holding bin. And once I move it to the holding bin, I already have something in the holding bin there. So if I've moved it by accident, I can click it and I can move it back to the original location or new location. Move, okay. I head back to plan and weekly planner and it's been replaced back where it was. Okay, the last thing before I head off is the calendar. Let's say I've added an extra day. I've expanded the lesson block, so I added it at the end. We can see it's been added there, but also in the weekly planner, we can see that an empty day has been set for us. We can then go, okay, maybe day 2 is too much, and we can move day 2's lessons across, or we can move this day into day 3 instead and move day 3 up, and then we can move lesson 2's day or day 2's lessons into that day. Okay, like I said, I will go into a bit more detail at a later stage with you with regard to that. But for now, that is all you need to know with regard to the calendar and the weekly planner. If you found this video helpful and want to see more like this, please remember to subscribe so that you are notified the next time we upload a new video.